How is America the wealthiest country in the world and so many people are struggling? Easy. Colleges teach you to get a job. There is no entrepreneurship class. It's an elective, but there's no entrepreneurship curriculum. Why is that? Well, it's real easy. Corporations pay the endowments that tell colleges what to teach. That's why you learn economics. That's why you learn business administration. That's why you learn finance. But you learn it conceptually. You don't learn it tactically. In other words, they teach you the bell curve. They teach you supply and demand. But if the professor really understood what he was teaching, he wouldn't be there. He would be wealthy. And I'm not saying people who teach don't understand economics. Don't misunderstand the point. What's up, Lisa Lise? What I'm saying is real simple. Business administration, finance, marketing, okay, and economics, the things they teach you in school are taught in a format and curriculum so that you can go make somebody else wealthy. Because if the educator really understood supply and demand, he would be creating a demand for his supply. If the educator really understood economics, he would understand that instead of teaching it in a classroom setting, he can empower more people if he developed a program or an institution strictly for that subject matter, not the watered down version where they come and see him for an hour and a half or 2 hours every other day. If the professor really understood marketing, he would get with other people and start to market things that generate revenue that change the school system. So the people who teach you are teaching you conceptually. They don't teach you tactically. So the endowments that pay for education systems are done so via corporate America. Therefore, education systems and colleges and universities have to teach what corporate America wants them to teach, or the funding stops. If corporations, if the school systems start teaching entrepreneurship 101, then there's no need for employees to come to the corporations who are paying the endowments. Guys, listen, your alumni dues aren't enough to cover the cost of the institution. So they have to get money from corporations. So if you're going to get money from me, you're going to teach what I say. And that's why the school system is outdated, because the same companies that want you to get a degree to come and see them are cutting back on the jobs that they're telling you they have. Let me say that again. The companies that are paying the endowments, that are telling the colleges to send students their way, are cutting back on the jobs that they're telling you they have. Think about it. You see 6 checkout lines at the grocery store. That's not 6 jobs gone. That's 18 jobs gone. First shift, second shift, third shift. Technology is replacing jobs. The internet is building a direct-to-consumer relationship. So television is no longer as effective as it used to be when it comes to advertising. The only reason your television show is on is because of the ads and sponsors that are paying for the television show. So you're using Dial soap because you're watching Empire, right? You're using Head and Shoulders because you're watching Power. Your kids are getting crayons from Crayola because they're watching Sesame Street. You drink Budweiser because you're watching the Super Bowl. So in other words, the only way to really catch a consumer's eye these days is on the internet. That is a direct to consumer relationship. So why is it that the old school way of marketing no longer works? Because those companies are now online. So they don't need jobs anymore. So why are they still funding colleges to come bring them students for jobs they don't even have? It's called capitalism. Because for you to go to college, you got to get in debt. If you don't get a scholarship and if you don't get grants, you're going to be in debt. So let me get this straight. The job that's supposed to be waiting on me when I come out of college, if I land one, won't even pay me enough to pay back the education that the institution, the debt that the institution put me in. It's lopsided. So our kids come out with a disadvantage from the beginning. It's lopsided. It's real simple. If economics is supply and demand, let me ask you a question. Why is the supply greater than the demand when it comes to your degree? Now you think about that for a minute. If your system is about supply and demand, why is there more of a supply, meaning degrees, than there are jobs available than the demand? But the same professor is telling you that you can go do X, meanwhile he's unhappy teaching you. Now, I'm not saying economic professors suck. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying I don't love educators. I love teachers. I love teachers. I'm not saying college is not good. I'm saying you got to keep it all in perspective and make sure you get what you have to get out of that system so that you can go do what you need to do. I got my degree, yes, from Morehouse, 1997. But I was working on my business my sophomore year in college. That's why I only worked a job for 90 days. Seriously. After 90 days on my job in 1997, when I graduated from Morehouse in, I think, June, July, August, September, by October, I was out of there. My job didn't have me for 90 days because I was working on my business while I was a sophomore in college. See, I was learning a trade. I was learning something so that I could take care of myself if it ever boiled down to it, not a job giving me a paycheck for what they think I'm worth. Everybody on this webinar is worth more than you are getting paid.